Yo, what's up, you guys? My name is Marco. In this video today, I wanted to answer this question that's going to help all of us honestly get clarity. I'm super excited that we're putting all of this goodness together, because once we understand exactly where we are, we can actually map out really simply exactly where we want to be. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. If this is your first time, again, my name is Marco. I am the founder of Biz Funding Secrets. And it's been one of my passions to honestly just teach this information so that us as a community are more empowered to go out here, start and scale our businesses without begging friends or family. My personal shortcomings, right? Begging friends or family, taking like just wrong loans, starting a GoFundMe, and it's really embarrassing. And just just not understanding, like, listen, I wasn't born with a silver spoon, but there's another way. Okay. And that's what Biz Funding Secrets is all about. And the community is all about, more importantly, just going to help us, equip us to be able to go ahead and get to the money. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So this was one of the questions in which I had in my my coaching session today. So I was like, you know what, this is a fantastic question to elaborate on, because if two of them had that question, more people were having that same question. And the question was this: how does my profile look in comparison to what typically gets funded? How does my credit profile look in comparison to in comparison as to what typically gets funded? And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to answer this question, but rather than talking at you and just giving you a bunch of answers that maybe don't have context around it, it's a lot better for me to show you exactly where you are in the framework of this, so that you would understand fully and have something tangible that you can live with. Okay. And there's like, okay, cool, like totally cool, like, okay, sure. It's like, I bet, like, this is exactly where you are if you're asking this question right now. And so let's jump into it. All right, so this is Biz Funding Secrets, right? There are three main phases when it comes to being able to get yourself funded over and over again. I'm talking 50 to 100K on repeat, okay? And for the advanced people, we're talking 250K up to $1 million. And this is no cap. You guys can see the testimonials. This is documented, okay? So here are the three phases. Phase one is mechanics. I want you guys to keep this in mind. I'm just keep drilling this, because once you understand this framework, you can, it's like a coach having a playbook. You just know the plays that works in different scenarios, right? It's like, one of my favorite sports is I didn't play, but I loved Madden, right? I love Madden a lot. And in Madden, even though your team was not that good, if you understood like what kind of plays to play, to execute like during different times of the game, and you're effective at it, even though you're not using like a 99 team, you would typically do okay. Sometimes you might win versus like a 99 team. Why? Because you understand like you understand the different scenarios, and you understand the different times on where to execute different things, right? Like, for example, that would look like, hey, if we're on a goal yard, let's play goal line plays, right? If we're in a 30 and we want a deep ball, maybe let's do a play action play if we've been, running, if we've been running the ball a lot, right? Just like different things like that. And for people that don't understand, football, I'm sorry. I've noticed, I think a lot in like either sports terminologies, just things in which I've been exposed to, right? And football just came to mind at this moment. I haven't played Madden in a long time, by the way. All right, so enough of that. Let's jump right back into this. All right, so three main phases. And the question was, let's go back to the question: how does my profile look in comparison to what typically gets funded? Okay, cool. And if we're asking that question, we are in the mechanics phase, right? How does my profile look in comparison to into what typically gets funded, right? If you look at section 1.2, so phase one, right? Section 1.2, okay, it is actually, this is going to be 1.3. It's going to be 1.3 because this is a credibility question, right? By the way, when you guys download like this cheat sheet, you actually want this entire playbook. This is actually flipped. 1.3 is flipped with 1.2. So it reads, so 1.2 is actually going to be 1.3. So how to come across more credit worthy without the fear of rejection? That's really what he's asking. how do I come across more credit worthy without the fear of rejection? So this person typically maybe wants to get funded. Is like, okay, cool. How does my stuff look, right? All right. So in this place, you want to understand. Okay, cool. You want to know, in comparison to what's being funded, how does my stuff look like? How is my the first things you want to take a look at? How is my credit? Obviously you put your credit profile. How is my drawing a little blank here. The first things I want to take a look at is how's my payment history, right? How's my payment history? Boom. Take a look at your payment history. Payment history looks good. Typically anywhere from 0 to 100%. You want to be at 100%. It goes from 0 to 100%. You want to be at 100% for sure. If you're not 100%, there's steps in which you want to take to be able to make sure you're 100%. Okay. Boom. Number 2, you want to also take a look at your variety of accounts. Ensure your variety of accounts is solid in comparison to what you're going to apply for. So what that looks like is if you're going to apply for a credit card, right? If you're going to apply for a credit card, and let's say you're going for like a 10K credit card or a 20K credit card, right? On the business side or on the personal side, we typically will pull from your business in order to hand that to you. All right. So if you're looking at that, it's like, okay, cool. Well, what does my profile look like? If my profile is solid, meaning I already have similar credit reporting. Okay, in that space, you want to be able to like, okay, cool, I'm solid in that place. But you need to know that information prior to even going to your momentum or your money phase. Okay, you need to know like, okay, cool, this profile looks good, and this way I'm not playing guesswork, right? This is what typically gets approved. I'm not playing guesswork as to what those guys are going to be looking at. Okay, and then how do I come across more credit worthy? Okay, cool. If you know this is what I'm going for, let's just say a typical funding example, 100K, right? I'm going for 100K in this round of funding. Okay, cool. What are the banks that are funding that? Okay, what are the banks that are actively funding and maybe even funding my industry at the moment? Boom, you have that lined out. Okay, cool. Ensuring that your credit profile matches exactly what those guys are funding is the shortest cut in order to answer this question. Okay, now once you know that information, what you then want to do is like, okay, cool, let's follow these steps. Okay, let's follow the steps in order to ensure that that's happening. There you go, 30 days to credibility. So step number 1, right? Handling the third-party reporting agencies. Let's say you do have something inside of your credit that is maybe not favorable at the moment. What you want to do is, hey, listen, how am I going to handle those credit reporting agencies and surely to make sure that, yo, listen, you guys are reporting the right stuff. Okay, say you don't have 100% payment history, right? And you want 100% payment history. What exactly am I sending to them? How am I handling them in the first place? Okay, and then step 2 is moving the negative items off your credit report. If it's just a payment history, if are there other inquiries inside of there, right? What are the things is bringing your credit report down? Okay, then you fix that as well, and then learn to assert yourself. Learn to assert your rights legally. You know, communicating with the credit bureaus. Honestly, this is key, right? Once you know exactly what to say in different scenarios, and in the beginning, this is all scattered for me until I started to like just really like just comb through basics. When I come through the basics, I'm like, man, this is actually not that hard. There's just a bunch of information out there that is not in an organized fashion that you can just follow from step A to step A to B easily, right? It's just that but just wasn't present. So that's exactly what I'll do, right? Ensure like my profile is right. Ensure I follow these 3 steps. Ensure I know the banks in which have recently gotten approvals, and I currently know exactly where they are lending to. In that moment, this question gets answered. How does my profile look in comparison to what typically gets funded? Like, hey, what typically gets funded has what? 100% payment history. What typically gets funded has 0 to 5 inquiries. Or shoot, maybe I just call the bank. Hey, listen, I'm in this industry at the moment. Okay. What do you guys look for? What are you guys looking for? Right now, say you do have a little things or a few things you do want to like clean up on your credit. Okay, boom. I follow step 1, step 2, and step 3. Once you do that, bada bing, bada boom, you guys, you have 100, you have clarity and confidence to know that when I run this, I'm in 99.99% chances of ensuring that I'm getting funded. Okay, so a little bit about this BizFunded secrets, you guys. And I did all of this to ensure that people have frameworks in order to understanding and executing this place over and over again. So just removing out the guesswork. Once you know, like, okay, I'm in this bracket. Okay, boom, I move to this bracket, and boom, I move to this bracket, and I'm printing out money on demand. Man, listen, it's a game changer. All right, so BizFunded Secrets is a unique course that helps coaches, real estate investors, e-commerce brands, store owners to acquire to 100K in 0% business funding in 30 days or less, without giving up equity, begging friends and family, or starting a GoFundMe, and so that they can start and scale their business with other people's money without risking any of their own. This is all about acquiring capital, and we're simply just doing what the rich do, but now we have it in a structured form, so that in whatever phase in which we are in, we can rinse and repeat the cycle over and over again. Okay, so I just want to underscore that, hey, listen, what we just talked about, this is like step this is like step 1.2 in this is phase 1 of 3 phases, and this is actually just one step in answering that question. Based on that question, this is just one step to ensure that we have the perfect profile each and every time. Okay, and literally, guys, if you follow this one by like this system step by step, you are going to be a money printing machine, because you just understand how to acquire capital. Once you acquire capital, the sky's the limit. You can fund yourself, fund your businesses, help other people do the same thing if you choose to. It's a total game changer. Okay, so understanding this stuff is honestly, for me, what I wish I had when I first started. Because here's what's happening to me. I needed to know this, so I'll go buy this. I needed to know this part, so I'll go buy this. Hey, how do I remove inquiries? Hey, 24-hour inquiry hack. Boom, do this. Okay, hey, how do I have a list of banks who are funded right now? Hey, you gotta pay me this. Boom. I paid 5K here, I paid 10K here, mentorship group. I paid plus countless of hours on YouTube and in this and that and this. I'm like, bro, why don't you just piece this stuff together? This is so a newbie can go from point A to point B, or a veteran can actually take this information and scale it for themselves, 500K and up, right? And then after you do all that and you get funded, step number 9 is so sweet, because people always know, hey, how do I stay fundable? How does this stay on repeat? Like, how are you able to do that? Boom. There's a section for that to ensure that you're staying fundable. Okay. So anyway, I hope this has added value to you guys today. It's a simple question, but that question enlightens as to exactly where someone is. So for any step in which you are at, if you're just starting out, you know exactly, okay, boom, if I have this question, this is exactly where I need to be taking a look at. Okay, cool. If I'm in this, I know this is exactly where I need to take a look at. And then I follow step phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, and I'm a money printing machine each and every time. So guys, if you haven't yet and you do want to have a conversation about this, there should be a link somewhere in the description, probably either in my bio or in the descriptions here. Book a consultation. We'd love to teach this stuff to you, add value to you. I'm going to be taking on 10 people in this month that we are going, kind of like my first small group of people. The team says, hey, we could take on 20, we could take on 30. I'm like, listen, let's get the first 10 people in, get you guys in there, learn this stuff. You guys fund yourselves 50, 100K, 150K, 250K. And then honestly, for me, what happens is I get testimonials out of that, right? Even more testimonials. Like, who needs more testimonials? We do. We'll take all the testimonials. And then from there, my ultimate goal is we get everyone so equipped, right, inside of this game of acquiring capital, that we can go out and start getting mass assets as a group, as a unit. I'm talking about buying complexes, and so forth, right? Buying land, buying all these assets, especially around this time when things are happening. But we're not just doing it individually, we're doing it as a unit. Why? Because we all understand how to go get capital and have it on repeat. Okay. So go ahead and book a call if you haven't yet. Comment below if you have any more questions regarding any of this, right? If you have a question like this, drop it in a comment. I would gladly answer it and show you exactly where you are inside of this framework. And then from there, you know exactly how to execute your step by step in the next frameworks. Okay. Talk to you guys soon. See you in the next video. Peace.